Alright guys, welcome back to What the Buck Wednesday. I know it's been a couple weeks since I did one of these. I think it's been like 3 or 4, but I just really haven't had ideas to do these for what to talk about or what to do for the last couple weeks. So yeah, that's why I really haven't done it. If you saw the most recent Jeopardy challenge video in the beginning, I went on and talked about how we did have a What the Buck Wednesday recorded and done, being our little Chell tourney. And the video just ended up being a scrap just due to it just being really, really poor quality, really, really poor content. And obviously, like, it was pretty boring. And even though it's not because I lost. I admitted to losing. I could have just said, oh, yeah, we did it and I won. Haha. But no. We did it. I got my ass kicked. Jeffy won. And, fair and square and stuff like that. Yeah, it did not turn out to be good. So I could have recorded another one, but by the time I realized it was going to be a scrap, it was already Wednesday, and I didn't really have time to record another one, even though I'm recording this on a Wednesday right after I get home from work. Yeah, like I said, I really have not known what to really do for these videos as of recently, but I think today we're going to sit here and just kind of go over our early trophy predictions, like which players, which teams are going to get which trophies, and we're going to just kind of stick to the main ones, like the Calder, the Vezina, the Norris, the Art Ross, the Hart, just the main biggest trophies that you can win, and just kind of give an explanation of who I think could win and why they could win, and then obviously there's going to be ones that are slightly more obvious than others. But yeah, let's get started. All right, let's start off with probably the not most important, but the biggest one, like the one that a lot of people look out for. Let's start with the Calder. Obviously, Calder being the Rookie of the Year. Who do I think is going to win Rookie of the Year? Now, for being honest, if we're going probably based off of popularity contest, it's going to be Matthew Schaefer. I mean, come on. I mean, the kid's 18 years old, and he's absolutely tearing up. He's got, over 50 points? He's got like 24 goals or something like that, and he's just absolutely insane at 18 years old. At 18 years old, doing way, way, way more than any person watching this, any of us here in the Buckbusters could even imagine accomplishing. And we got the honor of watching this kid play in Erie for 2 years, or barely 2 seasons, but he barely played a full season's worth of games just due to injuries and setbacks and illnesses and stuff like that. Some other ones that I could see winning it, obviously Beckett Seneca, I think that's how you say his name. I could see him winning it. I think he leads rookies in not only points, but goals as well. I could see somebody like, obviously I don't think Ben Kendall's going to win it because that would just be me sitting here being biased, but if he can pot a couple more goals in here within the last 12 games or so, if he's can tear it up a little bit, he could be in the conversation. He could be an argument to win it. And I'll see, depending if we make the playoffs, how he performs in the playoffs as well. But right now, I think the front runner is Matthew Schaefer, again, just based on how popular this kid is and how many people already look up to this kid. I really think he is the front runner for me personally. All right, next two we're just kind of hammer out back to back because they're kind of related but not super. My hair's a mess, holy shit. They're kind of related but not really. The Art Ross being the player with the most points, and then the Rocket Richard, whoever can score the most goals. Now, who I think is going to finish with the most amount of points and get the Art Ross, I do think McDavid is going to end up coming out on top and getting it, even though Kucherov has just been an absolute tear. What is it, like 105 points in his last 50 games or something like that? Like, that is ridiculous pace that he is currently on. If he can continue that, then if he does go on to record, an average of 2 points per game for the last 10 games of the season, then it's probably going to be him. But I have the feeling that McDavid is going to pull ahead and come away on top. It could still be Nathan MacKinnon as well. Obviously, those are like the 3 guys that are in the lead by a pretty significant margin. But I mean, it's Connor McDavid, man. Can you really count out Connor McDavid? Call me biased all you want for choosing 2 Gary Otters back to back, but it's the truth. Like, it really isn't much argument behind it. So sue me. And like I said, next we're going to talk about the Rocket Richard, who I think is going to end up with the most amount of goals on the season. This one I am going to give Nathan MacKinnon. I would not be surprised if Cole Caulfield ends up passing him and taking over and getting that honor and getting that trophy. But Nathan MacKinnon has just been, the last couple years especially, he's just, I wouldn't say came out of nowhere, but he has really been more than anybody thought he was going to be. Everybody thought he was going to be good, decent, a pretty good player. But I think he is very much way, way, way exceeded everybody's expectations of how he was going to play in this league. And he's everything and more. And I think he's going to take it. Next up, we're going to talk about the Vezina. Who do I think is going to win the Vezina, the best goalie in the league? I think it's got to be Andrei Vasilevskiy, right? I mean, he's just been out of his mind this year. It seems like he gets better and better as he ages, which is crazy to think. I mean, a lot of other goalies have done that. I know Marc-Andre Fleury kind of did that. His first couple years, they're like, oh, he might be a bust. He might not be as good as he is. And then he won the cup, and they're like, okay, maybe he will be. And he had kind of a downward spiral there in like the early 2010s after that cup. But then obviously starting like 2014 and then through the cup runs, and then even with Vegas, he was absolutely outstanding. So, but anyways, I'm getting off topic here. I think it's going to be Vasilevskiy. I personally wouldn't be surprised if maybe somebody like Kirill Vejmelka came away with it, because he's been a very, very big part of the sudden success out of Utah. I mean, I know that division, and that's a very tough division to, for split second, I thought they were in the Pacific. But that is a very tough division to compete in, and he's doing pretty well with it. I think he has like a .917, .914 save percentage or something like that, and then like a .264 goals against average. And in that division, that is pretty damn good. Like, that is really good. Could I see it going to somebody like Scott Wedgwood out of Colorado again? Maybe. But I think Andrei Vasilevskiy is the clear winner in my book. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to somebody like Wedgwood, or maybe like a Kirill Vejmelka. I know Logan Thompson out of Washington's had a really good year, at least like save percentage wise. I know the team isn't doing very well, but yeah, I think there's the front runner has to be Vasilevskiy by a good significant margin, but Vejmelka and Wedgwood both deserve an honorable mention. Next, it's who I think is going to win the Norris, the James Norris Trophy, Defenseman of the Year, whatever you want to really refer to it as. Is there really any other answer than Evan Bouchard? I don't think there really is. Even though somebody like Quinn Hughes, who he really is that playmaker and that guy that Minnesota really needed ever since that trade, they've taken off and have done really, really well. So I think I just looked. He has 70 points. 64 of those 70 points are assists. He has 70 points, and only 6 of them are goals. That's ridiculous. That is kind of insane. Like, I really did not expect that. Now, I did not look at Evan Bouchard's, right? I think he has, 20? I know he leads the league in goals, and then I think he leads in points. Or no. I can't remember what defenseman leads the league in points. I think it was Bouchard. Maybe it was Schaefer. I can't remember. But there was... I mean, Evan Bouchard... He has earned that contract that he got in the offseason, 1,000%. I know even on the show we might have given him a little bit of shit, saying he wasn't deserving of that much money, or that he didn't perform well enough in the playoffs last year, yada, yada, yada. But he has kind of really proven everybody wrong this year, that contract he got, he is 100% worth the money that he got, and he is proving that, and he is shutting everybody up. I think he's going to take home the Norris. It could be Cale Makar. We could go back to Colorado, but just because of how good that team is this year. We could give it to somebody like Quinn Hughes, like I just mentioned. Even somebody like, blanking on his name now. But, yeah, I think I'm just going to go with Evan Bouchard, play it safe. I think he's going to win. And one last one I'm going to talk about here. Let's talk about the Hart Memorial Trophy, the MVP, or the player voted most valuable to his team at the end of the season. I don't remember if this one is voted by the players, if this one's voted by the GMs, or I think this one might actually just be voted by the Players Association. Who do I think is going to win the Hart? Now, this one isn't always technically, league MVP or who they think had the best season, or whatever. Because I know last year, I think Anze Kopitar won it last year, which he might not have even been in like the top 15 in scoring. So that just goes to show, literally just about anybody can win technically league MVP in this league. Just off the top of my head, like players that obviously should win it is somebody like Nikita Kucherov, obviously Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, obviously. With his age and just how the Penguins perform with or without Sidney Crosby in the lineup just kind of shows. I truly think that if Sidney Crosby was playing in that gold medal game in the Olympics, I truly think Canada probably would have won if Crosby was playing in that game. So, but again, I don't want to choose him and really let my bias show with the Otters and then the Penguins. I'm going to give it to Nikita Kucherov because when he shows up, this team is winning. That's obvious what they say with his plus 100 points in the last 50 games. And the team's been winning. Like, they're on one of the better streaks, just a streak just as good, if not slightly better than Buffalo. Or is Buffalo the hottest team in the league right now? I don't know. But, man, yeah, this one is really tough because, like I said, they really can give it to just about anybody. No offense, not saying that Anze Kopitar doesn't deserve it like he did last year. But, you know, I think he has won it 3 or 4 times now. But I do want to give it, second time my voice did that, I do want to give it to Nikita Kucherov. I think he is going to end up taking that trophy. Even though I don't think he's going to win the Art Ross, I think Matt's going to end up going to McKinnon. Or did I say Kucherov for that one? I'm already forgetting. But regardless, I'm going to say Kucherov takes the Hart. And yeah, I think he's going to end up taking it. No, I think I said McDavid for the Art Ross, right? Yeah, I said McDavid for the Art Ross. I'm gonna say Nikita Kucherov wins the Hart Memorial Trophy. All right, guys, and that is going to do it today for this episode of What the Buck Wednesday. I had not really any ideas for what I wanted to do for this episode, so this was literally like a last-second thing that I thought of. I'm like, you know what? Season's coming to an end. Let's just kind of predict who I think is going to win the trophies. Because my original idea today, I did order us some little like clip-on microphones, and I was going to just kind of test those out in this video and just see how it worked and maybe go to different areas of my apartment here and just see how it sounded from the other room and just run into frame and be like, oh, here I am, and just be a goofball. But maybe that'll be next week. We'll see. Because they were supposed to come at some point this week, but now it's just, I think the shipping said they're still over in California somewhere. So yeah, that might not be happening. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I apologize if it's another boring one or another slow-paced one. I'm trying to come up with some ideas here. Again, if you guys have any ideas for me, leave them down in the comments below. Please, please, please. Sabrina Carpenter. But if you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, subscribe down below if you'd like to see more, and we'll see you guys in the next one.